Hello everyone, and welcome to another MBC pregame show for Marist Football. I'm Emma Strickland.
And I'm Ann Crawford. Tonight, your Marist War Eagles will battle the Flowery Branch Falcons for a very exciting senior night game.
Before we get too caught up in the excitement of Friday Night Lights, let's get Christian Barefoot's analysis of the GHSA rankings for this week.
Thanks, Emma. This week in the Georgia high school rankings, Colquitt County remains at number 1 with another strong performance last week. Despite 2 losses this season, Grayson jumps up 4 spots to the number 2 spot with a dominant performance over Archer last week. That bumps undefeated Parkview and Rome into 3rd and 4th spots. Lowndes moves up 6 spots into 4th, and Marietta jumps 8 spots into 5th this week, despite their losing record. Blessed Trinity drops 2 spots but maintains their undefeated record, while Archer drops 6 points after a loss to Grayson and will round out the top 10. Hillgrove dropped 5 spots into the 13th place despite a win over Kennesaw Mountain last week. Cartersville jumped 4 spots in the top 20 with a big 7-0 win over Sandy Creek last week in a defensive battle. For your 4A rankings, the top 4 remains the same with 4 undefeated teams in Blessed Trinity, Shoup County, Mary Persons, and Cartersville. 1 loss St. Pius and Marist are in the 5 and 6 spots. Flowery Branch jumps into the top 10 with a 1-point loss to BT in overtime last week. And Cairo rounds out your top 10. Now let's head back to Ann and Emma for a preview of tonight's game.
Thanks, Christian.
Now let's see what tonight's game has in store.
Tonight, Marist enters the game with a 7-1 overall record and is 4-0 in region play, while Flowery Branch will come in with a 6-1 overall record and is 2-1 in region play after a devastating loss to Blessed Trinity last Friday.
Marist has been scoring big in their past games, so continue to look for some big offensive plays in the beginning of the game. Marist defense has also been showing up, allowing only 282 yards in total against Denmark, with 2 pick sixes by Josh Moore and Mitchell Owen. Marist will need to keep up the intensity on defense. This game will be a much more competitive game, preparing Marist for Blessed Trinity.
Flowery Branch was 6-0 until last week when they missed the 2-point conversion in overtime, losing 21-20 to BT. Flowery Branch will be thirsty for blood coming off of this loss. They played consistent in their offense, scoring 7 points in the first half and 7 in the second. Marist is going to need to be smart when they have possession because Flowery Branch only allowed BT 173 total yards.
This game is going to be an intense region matchup, so stay tuned to MBC to watch live coverage of the game. Now, let's head back to Christian for MBC's Games of the Week.
Thanks, Emma. This week we are featuring 4 4A games of the week and 4 Georgia games of the week. First, let's take a look at our games of the week in all of Georgia high school football. Our first matchup features undefeated and number 1 ranked Colquitt County versus Camden County. Colquitt County is looking to defend their perfect season at home, while Camden is really looking to spoil it. Colquitt County's offense has been on fire this season, as they're averaging 42 points per game. Both defenses are doing very well, allowing about 10 points per game. This game will most likely be determined by each team's defensive performance. Next, we have undefeated Parkview going up against 6-1 Brookwood. Parkview is 3rd in the state, and their high-powered offense is a big part of that ranking. Brookwood has a stellar defense, but their defense is going to have to play very well to contain Parkview. Our third game of the week is 2 top 25 teams, as Lowndes takes on Tift County at home. Lowndes is coming into the game ranked number 5, while Tift County is just outside the top 20 at number 21. Lowndes is averaging an insane 50 points per game. Both teams have lost to Parkview, but Tift County actually played them better. Be sure to tune into this game. Lastly, we have the battle of the undefeated teams, as Dutchtown clashes with Stockbridge. The story of this game will be defense, as Dutchtown is giving up an average of 5 points per game, while Stockbridge is allowing only 8. This might be a slugfest of a game, and even the first team to score might win. That wraps up our MBC Games of the Week. I'm Christian Barefoot.
For MBC, I'm Ann Crawford.
And I'm Emma Strickland.
Go War Eagles!